So for my next live match video, you join me at Larford Lakes on a Golden Reel Qualifier. On the day, I'd drawn peg 8 on the Specimen lake, which is a little bit further up really when I wanted. There's a lot of fish on the end pegs, like peg 1, 2 area, and on the opposite bank on the shallow bank. And the aim of a Golden Reel Qualifier is you have to win the entire match, and today we're split over the match lake and the Specimen lake, so it's quite a big ask. You need a great peg to do it, but Larford's known for its massive fish, so keep watching and see how I get on. Right, so it's, as I said, we're at a Golden Reel Qualifier at Larford Lakes, and probably about half an hour into the match. I haven't had anything yet. Tried to mug the odd cruiser, but they weren't really willing, or they wouldn't come close enough, so we're feeding this long pole line. So we're going to drop on this for the first time. Had a little go short as well, but nothing. A few fish have been caught on the far bank slapping, and there's odd ones on the method been caught. So I'm hoping there's going to be a few on the deck on this long pole line. I've just been pinging 6 mils here, fishing 8 mil banded. This was a really good tactic last year, once they rocked up. But it was just weeding through like the foul lookers. But this morning when we got here, it was like flat calm on the lake. You could just see fish everywhere, but they were all in this like top left corner of the lake, cruising around. There's going to be some big weights up there, I imagine. People mugging them. I was sort of hoping as the day went on they'd drift out this corner a bit. I'm on peg 8, so I'm like 8 pegs out the corner. It's not that far really. These are big old fish on this lake. Like generally you're looking for like 3 fish an hour in the summer to finish it with a big weight, so it's not the end of the world if you're blanking after half hour. All I've fed at the minute is this long pole line and a little bit short. I was reluctant to feed anywhere past the pole line at the minute, but the thing is, if they don't want to come close, then I'll have to start pinging some 8s further out. See if we can get like the Waggler or the method over the top. Quite fancied the peg this morning. I thought it was a bit far out the corner, admittedly, but I quite fancied it for mugging the old cruiser, but nothing's quite come close enough yet. So I've fished like feeder matches here all winter, and there's been fish all over the surface of the lake. So I quite fancied it for a win, this lake at least. I think it will be hard to beat some of the ends. I reckon the end peg up there looks like he's mugged a few on the Waggler. It's the same this side. But I say that bank, that left-hand bank, was absolutely solid this morning. There's a few fish going on that far bank. I see the end peg's got one, the guy next to him's got one. I think I am going to start feeding further out. They haven't come on this line yet. Might be a last hour job on the pole. Just sort of like scanning the surface of the lake, looking for any cruisers. Because they're not that hard to mug generally on here. It's just getting them in front of you in the first place is the hard bit. It would be nice to have a day on the Wag as well. There is a few fish showing out there. So they might not just come close enough yet. I think I need to get on that, start feeding some 8 mils and get on that sort of Wag method line. Yeah, there's nothing close yet. Oh, it's real deep there. Must be like 10 foot at least. Right, at the minute there's nothing coming close enough for pole range, so I'm going to start off a Wag line and a method line. Just going to see how far I can get my pellets to start with. And that'll be where I chuck my method. So there's no point chucking further than what you can get your pellets at. Just fishing like a hybrid feeder setup with one of the hybrid wafters, the dynamite ones. And I'm feeding it for the Wag really. Yeah, give that probably a 10-minute cast. Keep flicking some 8 mils over the top. Then have a go on the Wag. I think it's a bream, unfortunately. Yeah. The drop backs on here are normally bream. The carp generally pull the rod in. Quite chunky, these bream. Oh, I thought it was a bream. Oh. Okay, it's not a bream. What? It comes straight in. Can't believe that. I've done that before on it though. Just pulled it in thinking that's a bream, that's a bream. And then you get to the net and you can't lift its head up. Mad though, isn't it? Just going that a little bit further out, 5 minutes. It's gone round. Actually feels half decent. I've actually seen the fish, but I didn't think it was that big. Because it's jolting a lot, right? And that wasn't a massive swirl. No, it's not that big. Just a very well proportioned carp by the looks of it. Every time it turns around, it just dives again. Come on. You just feel like it's going to glide away to the top, and then it just dives again. Like that. First bite. It took about an hour, but it's not a proper one. It's probably £8. They don't half fight well in there. Right, let me get back out on that method. Same thing again. Little pink and white hybrid wafter. Just put some pellets out there. It's obviously coming to some bait. Let's get back out there. All ready to go out again. Just flick some pellets out so we know where we're going. Bit of a spadoosh then. Let's keep feeding it up now. Basically just going to keep filling it with 8 mils. A couple of Waggler fish just come out on our bank as well, so this might be the way today rather than a pole approach. Getting a bit of bait down out there. It's gone around again on the method. That's a good sign. This one does feel like a bream. I mean, I know the last one did, but this one really does. Although it has kited that way. I don't think it is a bream again. It's just, they must come straight towards you when you hook them. That's gone round in like 3 minutes, so. Definitely getting some bait on the bottom. That's the key, I think. Fire out them 8 mils. Yeah, it's just a little carp, this one. It's one of the smaller residents of the Specie. Quite unlucky normally to catch these. Lifting their heads away. Even though he's a little one, you'd think, oh, no problem, but fish on here fight like nuts. Yeah, he's only a little one. And looked himself in the net as well. Right, same again. Load it up, go straight back out there. Right, just ping a few 8s, just so I can get my range. Hopefully that. Straight round again. I think the key is just going to be keep piling these 8mm in. That's a bit, wasn't very accurate. I was going to say also the key will be keeping them pretty accurate, but that was not accurate. All that. So. Probably have to put a few less in the pouch to keep the accuracy. Perry Stone next to me has just hooked one on the wag. I think that's about 3 or 4 that's been caught on the wag on our bank now. So it's looking good. Keep putting these 8mm in. Get that wag line fed up as well. God, every time I look down there, the guy on the end and the one next to him is playing a fish. There's going to be some huge weights today down there. Well, this rod's been about 5 minutes now. It's not gone round yet. The last cast was only about 3 or 4 minutes. I've started to slightly up the feed because I feel like the only way of doing a weight here is bringing some fish in, really. Right, this rod's been in about 8 minutes now. It doesn't seem a long time, but I think I'm going to re-chuck it, put some fresh pellets on. It only takes a second, and then get it straight back on in the middle of all them pellets that I've been firing out. Put some pellets out for the distance. Felt like I hit a fish then on the way down. Could be a few on that wag line. Maybe that's why they've come off the bottom. That's why I'm not catching on the bottom, rather. Yeah, give that another 8 minutes. Keep firing a few every 30 seconds. See if we can get them ready for the wag. Won't give it long before I have a chuck on that. Probably next cast. This bank's been quite a bit harder at the minute today. I mean, we're only like an hour and a half in. And that far bank's just, say, every chuck. Those guys at the top end. And I think up here, about 3 or 4 carps probably best. Right, nothing on that last cast on the method. Had a couple of liners. So, gotta have a chuck on this wag.
think that'll be it then for the day. Just switch between these two. Sort this rod rest out. Get into a bit of a rhythm on this. Oh, that's on. Didn't take too long. It's coming straight towards me. Whatever it is. All the carp have done that. I mean, it feels, like I said before, when I thought they were bream. But nope, it's carp. They all come straight towards you, though. Weird as that. And then they just dead weight. Look at that. They had definitely moved up in the water then. Looks like a real dark one, this. It's the old black common. So pellet waggler today. We got a free swamp shot waggler, like a styrofoam version, and we're fishing about 3 foot deep with 8mm pellets, just fishery pellets, soaked in the old Tiger Nut glug. Definitely my favourite one. Rods is the RXX rod on this one. I've got the MBR2 as well set up, which is quite a bit softer, but these are quite stiff rods, which can be needed for the fishing. This is going to be the issue today, is playing carp and being careful not to get broken. Oh, is he coming up? Yeah, he's in. He's a big one, bigger than I thought. He's a big dark common though, isn't he? Going nuts in the net. Right, straight back out there. Same depth. Obviously I haven't fed it for about 5 or 6 minutes. Right, after that first bite on the wag, like literally 3rd chuck on it, I've not had another sign. I've just dropped slightly deeper, closer to like 5 foot now. but it's so evident that there's a lot of fish on that far bank. I think we'll be fishing for a section on this bank. Right, unfortunately no more bites on that wag, so it is just going to be a case of switching between the two, I think, wag and method. So I've just gone back out on the method. Look at that, loads of liners straight away. There's definitely fish there. They're obviously eating all the pellets, so if this wafter doesn't work, I might have to change to one of the pellet colours instead. Right, I've just re-chucked that method, changed up baits, put a bit of meat on. See if it makes any difference. I definitely feel like the fish are there still. I know. What can you do? Yeah. It's just solid over there, isn't it? Oh, it must be. Finally, that one went around a bit longer, 10 minutes. I was getting liners all the time there when that was out. I mean, maybe I just have to leave it slightly longer. Leave it for like 10 minutes. So I think the best we're going to get on this bank is probably a section win. So that's what we're going for at the minute. Yeah, this feels like a big fish. Some of the liners I was getting, it felt pretty close. So I'm wondering if there is fish just like darting along at like 8-10 metres out. Are they something that I can tempt? You know, by feeding short earlier. I plumbed up to fish meat short. Coming up. No. Here's a decent one. That's big. That is big. It's got proper belly on it as well, that has. It's got to be 20. Just because of its belly. Proper mirror that. Then when do you get liners off them? Whew, yeah. That's 20. Let's get that method meat on back out there. So we're halfway through the match now. I've got like 4 carp for £44 I think, roughly. 4 carp for £40, which is alright on my bank, but it's nothing compared to the other bank, absolutely nothing. I think the 2 guys on the end have got between 12 and 15 carp each. They reckon like 160, 180 on the shallow bank. But then the middle, dead opposite me, they're all catching on the long pole. So they've probably got like £70. And someone a bit further up there has probably got 70 or 80. So it seems like most of the fish are on the shallow bank. There is a warm wind blowing over there and they're taking full advantage. It looks like they're mostly just mugging them. Like there's just be quite a lot of black shapes over there and they're just chucking a wag at like 20 metres out. Which is obviously great fun if you're on them. But it's hard to watch when you're not. So we'll stick it out on this. Just probably keep swapping and changing between this and the wag. That last bite took a lot longer to go round. So yeah, we'll stick at it and see how it goes. Right, nothing on that cast on the method. I'm going to feed up my edges because we've got just over 2 hours to go. Got a bit of meat and ground bait down my left hand side. So we've got just over an hour and a half left. I'm still sticking out this wag at the minute, but I had that one bite and then nothing. About 15 minutes since I had that bite. Yeah. The ducks have proper ravaged my edge. I don't think it is coloured down there. I think I can just see my like red ground bait. Use that dynamite based krill ground bait. Always done really well on that here, so I love that red colour. Right, seen a couple of fish in the edge, but they didn't stick around when you put the pole down there, so just dropped it on this short line again. I really struggled this last couple of hours. Thought I was just going to catch steady swapping between the wag and the method, but completely died on me. Perry next to me nicked the old one on the wag. I think that might be a way to gain a few more bites, but it's just not worked for me. I thought I'll have a go if I can get anything short. If not, I might drop a method in the edge. At least that way you're not got the pole over the top of them.
You see one?
Yeah. Let's sort of mug that one out the edge. right wrapped himself up in the line now. Oh, what's he done? Let's turn him round. He'd like wrapped himself, so I was pulling from the tail end. That's better. Oh. Should have had him a minute ago. As soon as I hooked him, really. There we are. So, fast forward about 2.5 hours. That's my next bite. And there is about 30 seconds of the match left. Might as well get straight back out the edge, but see if I can see any more. They're there now, Perry. They're there now. Well, that was a bit disappointing. I think I'd got £50 after a couple of hours. And then basically didn't have another bite until 1 minute to go, basically. And I put one in the edge. So yeah, couldn't get another bite anywhere. Took the method, kept changing the wag, never had another sign. I think I finished up with about £60. Which is on this bank isn't too bad actually. I'm hoping I might scrape the section. I know the guy on the ends had a few late in the edge. I don't know how many though. And then I think Perry next to me's got about 5, so it depends how big his go, to be fair. But yeah, this Burbank has been rock hard today. All the fish have been on that far bank. They've all caught big weights by the looks of it. The guy on the end, he could have £300. The guy next to him's got 200, I reckon, or not far off. Next to him, Pete, he's caught really well as well. All along there, they must have around £100 a piece, like minimum. So the fish have really wanted to be on that bank. It's a shame that bank wasn't in, really. That could have slowed it down a bit, but they might have ended up catching like £500. Who knows? But yeah, unfortunately, not the place to be today on the Burbank. But we got a shout with winning the section, so we'll catch up at the end and see how we get on. Right, so we're all weighed in. I've had £73 or something like that. I thought I might have got the section, but the guy on the ends had 120 down there. He's had some massive fish. 2 of his fish went £50, which just shows you, I didn't realise he'd caught that much, but obviously the fish was so big. One of mine went 21 as well, that big mirror that I had. So yeah, real nice fish to catch anyway. But as I say, I think I've had like £50 after 2 hours, and then had one more bite, I reckon. Well, I must have had £60, but yeah, just one more bite in the last like 2.5 hours. Just all the fish in the lake just cleared off on that far bank. I think I finished about 3rd on the whole bank, I think, because I don't think £80 won the top section. So not brilliant. £300 won off the MPEG on the chalet bank, which was Neil Colcombe. So well done to him in getting into the final. And there was some big backup weights, a few 200s, 250, 260s, so it's fished really well. But not a lot you could do really. Hoping I could sneak the section, but not quite. So on to the next one.
thanks for watching the video. And now after this match, I actually go back to Larford the following weekend, and it's another Golden Reel Qualifier, but this time I drew way better. I actually drew the end peg on the match lake, which is peg 12 or 13 I think it was, on the day, which is up by the island end on the grass bank. So brilliant draw, wind blowing up as well, and I had an absolutely awesome day of fishing in the margins nearly all day to catch like 240 odd pound, which is just enough to get through to the £30,000 final. So that's me got qualified, so it won't be any more Golden Reel Qualifier matches. But what I'm hoping to do is possibly do a little tips video at Larford of how I caught those fish and got through to the final. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and if you do enjoy these videos, please subscribe and like the video, because it's something like 85–90% of the people who watch these videos that are not subscribed, and it really would help the channel out. So click the button and I'll see you on the next one.